All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I am going to call it... What am I going to call it? 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on the East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, we just had a complete brain explosion. So if this is any indication of what is going to happen on this live stream, we are not looking good, my friends. We are not looking good. But what is looking good is all of these folks coming in ready for whatever chaos may happen. We've got a party of four raiding in with Terry in Scotland. We've got Shock holding down the fort, making sure everybody knows when things are supposed to happen. We got Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday saying hello to me, and Darlene saying hello to me and everybody. And Mama Sean off there in the YouTube side saying aloha all. And let's see here. We've got Pinnell, who has subscribed for 40 months in a row. Thank you so much, Pinnell. Saying hello to all of the kittens. Don't think the kittens are in the house at the moment, but I have no doubt that they're outside snoozling in the sun because today was quite a sunny little day. Let's see here. We've got Felicia. I think I said aloha to Felicia, but if not, aloha, Felicia. Good to see you. And let's see here. You figured out you had more sick days to use, so today was your last work day. Oh, congratulations, Mama Sean. Even better. Nice. I don't like what's going on here. Hold on. There we go. That was part of my math problem, was like, something's not right in there. Anyway, all right, so congratulations, Mama Sean, on not having to go to work tomorrow. I'm super stoked for you. Retired life calling you. And you'll, eating and lurking first HelloFresh delivery yesterday. If you don't mind me asking, what did you order? Very curious. And Rick finally coming in saying, hey, Mad Statter and Chatterers. Perfect. Now we can get the party started. Cola Tea. Super stoked you're here. Thank you for subscribing. Much sad, very angry. So bad. That makes me so sad. Cola Tea has a problem with a major appliance. Her less than 1 week new washer is stuck, filled with water, and the lid is locked. Much sadness, very sad. Unacceptable. Hopefully it's still under warranty. I'm assuming that it is. And I don't have any idea, A, how to fix it, B, who to call. Probably not Ghostbusters. But on my washing machine, there is something you can do when that happens. There's like... I read it in the instructions, so I'm hoping that you can at least drain it and unlock the lid. Yeah. Yeah, that just sucks, Cola Tea. And, and honestly, like, I guess maybe because I do enjoy doing laundry. I really enjoy when my washing machine, I finally got a new one, and it, like, worked, and it still works, and knock wood, but I love the fact that my washing machine works. I would also love the fact that my dishwasher works if my dishwasher worked. But those are two of some of the best appliances that you can possibly have. A refrigerator, of course, is probably the best appliance, and we just take it so for granted. But, washing machine is really one of the best appliances to have in your home, in my opinion. And let's see here. So Terry in Scotland. Oh, whoops. Wait, we've got some nice days coming on here. It looks like I missed. Let's see here. Boy, I wish we could have some sun here, says Darlene. It's been crummy the last couple of days. Oh, yeah, no, it's actually been quite nice. It's sunny and rainy, but it's the plants are very happy right now. And it's a little bit chillier than the tomatoes want, but it's very normal for this time of year. And Mama Sean, on the other hand, she's like, we're hitting 100. Oh, no, Mama Sean, I'm sorry for you that you're hitting 100. And Picola T won't do anything even after unplugging and replugging. We'll probably be on the phone with tech support forever. Then have to call customer service to get a replacement. Exactly. Yeah, Rick, I kind of thought that's... I couldn't remember what specifically it was, but I was like, if I remember correctly on the last 2 washers that I've had, because the last 2 washers that I had, one of them was a front loader, so like it would have to drain before you could even open it. No, I mean, you just have to. And then my latest one also, though, with a locking door, because I remember back in the day, those doors never did lock. There was still some like, press, hop on one foot and press this button while multiplying times 3 to 4 and twirling the things to the clockwise. It'll get it to do the magic. Not exactly those directions, but sort of. And let's see here. Yes, you don't like it when your machine went down, says Darlene, and your new machine was not new. Rick repaired it. Your machine is new. That's worse. Yeah, exactly. It is worse. It is a million times worse when it's a new machine and it breaks. It brings me to levels of anger and frustration that we don't want to talk about. And really, you're 20 degrees below normal around you. That's not good. That sounds like you haven't even stumbled into fall spring yet. And let's see here. Okay, meatloaf and mashed potatoes. I'm familiar with that meal. Honey butter pork chops and sweet potatoes. We have to take a chat break because we're eating not HelloFresh yet, but we're watching everything. We'll be watching everything. Awesome. Yeah, well, hey, yeah. Listen away. Make sure you enjoy your yummy foods. And let's see here. Shock. So, you forgot that you had the tab muted. So, yep. So now Shock's in the house. A little bit late because she was reading. And let's see here. Picola T says, Rick, maybe you need the laundromat version and feed it some quarters. Actually, Rick, you know what? When I was looking into getting a new washing machine, I looked into those professional grade because I was just like, why not? Like, I'll feed it quarters. I know the lockbox. Like, if I can, like, if I have to give it the same 75 cents to wash the, thing, because the commercial washers are meant to be run constantly, right? I mean, they're made solid state that you could probably blow up a nuclear bomb in one of those and it would barely it would barely affect the spin cycle. And so you can actually buy commercial grade stuff for your home where you don't even have to plug nickels into it, or quarters. Nickels. That's funny. Quarters. But those ones cost like, dude, those commercial grade washing machines cost a lot of money. So I figured I would probably just because for a minute there I was thinking, well, would it work out in the long run if... No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't work out in the long run. You could buy 40 years worth of washing machines for the price of one of those washing machines. But, it won't ever break. And Darlene, oh no, it feels more like fall. We had a week of nice warm 70s and even 80s, so you planted our tomatoes, now hoping they won't be stunted with this cold. Yeah, we kind of had that happen in the Puget Sound area. The spring was remarkably warmer than... Those of us who've lived here for a long time should have known better. But it was remarkably warmer than usual for long enough that even old-timers like myself got lulled into thinking, well, maybe we could put the tomatoes in. And anybody who fell for that line of thinking, who let those intrusive thoughts win, yeah, their tomatoes are not in happy places right now. So, yeah. And let's see here. Oh no, Terry, you have an appointment on Friday, May 30th. So that's in about a week or so at Wishaw General Hospital for an ultrasound of your kidneys. Well, ultrasounds are not very invasive and not very painful. The jelly is sometimes cold, so be prepared for that. And yeah, I'm sorry, any medical procedure, no matter how not painful, is still nerve-wracking. So hopefully they'll just tell you, got yourself some kidney stones or something. I mean, not that I want you to have kidney stones. Actually, I don't, but those are annoying, but not deadly. So, yes, there you go. On the bright side, no need to water the plants, even with our 2 inches of rain especially with the 2 inches of rain this week. Yep, exactly. And you know what, Terry? Maybe you'll find out with your sonogram that you're pregnant. Because isn't that what mostly those things are used for? Do they think that you're pregnant? And let's see here. Yeah, exactly. Best of luck, Terry. We do. I know I'm making light of it in a very horrible way. So I apologize because it just, health stuff is scary. And you had an ultrasound on your heart once too. Oh, I've never heard of such shenanigans. It's no big deal, but kind of kinky. You lie on your side, and the nurse cuddles up beside you. Well, Darlene, honestly, that's the only thing I really ever... I can't remember what I got a ultrasound for, but it wasn't for pregnancy, but I don't remember what it was. But ultrasounds, ultimately, I just associate them with pregnancy, so, so it's like, I don't know, maybe you're pregnant. Yeah, who's to say these days? And, okay, so... You guys, I have really not a whole lot to talk about today. I tried to think of stuff to talk about, but my brain was just scattered. But I do have this one picture that I saw a couple days ago, and I eventually found out what it was, but honestly, I had to read to the end of the book to find out what it was. Yeah, Darlene, exactly. That would be a medical miracle on so many levels, Is Terry the new Virgin Mary? Oh my God. Did he get pregnant with the body of Christ? Or however that works, the baby of Christ? Or, no, wait, the Christ was the baby? All right, I don't know. We're getting a little bit off there. But, okay, so you guys, for those of you who maybe live in different parts of the country, live in different countries... Mother Terry, full of grace. Right, exactly. So for those of you, though, who might live someplace where this is, what is this? Okay? I mean, okay, let me rephrase that. This is a shopping cart, okay? What we are looking at is a fancy shopping cart. It is a shopping cart. But this toothbrush holder thing, on the cart. It's circled in black, not by me. I don't know, a vase holder, a toothbrush holder. So does anybody, if you saw this on your shopping cart, would you know? I guess all I'm asking is, would you know? Right, coffee holder, right, well, Pinnell, but, right, but it's like an espresso shot holder, right? I mean, it's tiny. To me, it looks like it could probably, like, a Sonicare toothbrush handle could probably fit in there or something. An electric toothbrush. And I'm guessing it's not an electric toothbrush holder. And it's too tiny to hold a coffee cup. Exactly. You'd have to be drinking one shot of espresso at a time. And a gear shift for speed shopping. And you're giving birth to an elephant, says Terry. The trunk is already out. There you go. And Chuck, it's where you put your cut flowers that you're buying. Well, that's actually what it looked like something for a flower vase. No, you guys, this apparently maybe for portable oxygen. Like to hook the hose through. And Dr. Steve says flowers. Okay, you guys, no, you guys are none of you are right. Now, I had to skip to the end of the comments section basically to figure out and find out what it is. But apparently in some parts of Europe, I'm going to say maybe France, they have these things that you attach to your cart, and they're basically price scanner guns. And so everything that you put in your cart, you scan with this. Now, the scanner is not in the scanner holder. This is an empty scanner holder. I do not know what the scanner itself looks like, but it's an empty scanner holder. You put the scanner when you've got it. You pick it up at the grocery store, at the store that you're shopping in. Pop it in. It connects to the cart, and everything that you put in your cart, you scan. And then when you leave, you turn the scanner back in, and that basically pays for your stuff because it's all connected to your wallet somehow. I don't know the details, but basically it's like self-checkout while you're shopping. And all I can think of is kind of like the pre-checkout scan at Costco. Okay, I've never been to Costco that has a pre-checkout. That's only because I haven't been to Costco in probably the last 5, 6, 7 years. So I'm not surprised that Costco has upgraded to some weirdness. But yeah, I'm very curious how it works, because in the United States, this just seems like theft waiting to happen. I mean, I understand that we have self-checkout kiosks, but they are under an element of supervision. Whereas this is really an unsupervised thing. And so here we go. All right, so Caper Cart. This smart sharp. There we go. Yep, that's how we say all those words. This smart shopping cart uses AI and machine learning to scan products as customers put them in the cart. It has a built-in scale for items sold by weight and a touchscreen near the handle that displays a running tally of items selected. This cart also has an attached point-of-sale card terminal for payment and provides way-finding capabilities. So basically, that is what that is, and I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? You know, I feel like I guess maybe I live in a bad neighborhood. I mean, I do not live in the best neighborhood. I'm not. There's that is a fact. But doesn't it just sort of seem like this is waiting to be theft? I'm not trying to I'm not a thief, but all I can think of is thieving when I see this cart, I guess, is just... I guess I'm not a good thief, which is why I don't thief, but in the heart of it, I maybe want to be a thief, because all I see when I see a cart like that is someone's gonna use that to steal. I don't know how to use that to steal, but someone's gonna know how to use that to steal. And maybe it's just me who thinks that. But Bacola Heat Tea is coming in with Mr. P graciously calling Costco tech support to try and unlock and drain the washer. He's a saint, and he knows I'm at the point that I'd be yelling into the phone. Right, yeah, exactly. Sometimes, honestly, sometimes I feel like people do really need to step aside and just be like, I need to outsource this phone call because I'm so angry that I'm only going to make things worse if I call customer service. So I need to call 1-800-DIAL-A. Please don't please don't be a bitch, because I know I'm gonna be. Yeah. And let's see here. Okay, so Terry in Scotland. Oh wait, that, and then you thought that was one of those electric carts, and then a Costco. Okay, so the Costco clerk walks in the long lines and scans your stuff to speed up the checkout. That makes sense. And I remember actually when we used to buy tickets for, when you used to have to stand in line to buy tickets for concerts for rock shows on the day that the tickets went on sale. Some shows, had lines streaming through the parking lot. They would do that is they'd go down the line, like how many, it's like 2 general admission, 2 reserved, 2 general admission, 3 reserved, and they just put in the orders, and then by the time you got up there, the tickets had already been printed out. It was a lot faster. It was definitely a lot faster. So the Costco people, that sounds like a really good thing. And right, exactly, Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday. Self-checkout is riddled with theft. It's a trade-off. Labor saved versus speed versus loss. Yeah, and I'll tell you, dude, I'm sure, what is the cheapest produce code? Let's just say bananas. I'm sure that so many flippin' bananas get sold out of self-checkout. More bananas that are in the store. I have no doubt in my mind that when you look at the amount of bananas sold. How did we sell 43 tons of bananas on Tuesday? But all of our bulk candy at $8.99 a pound is empty. And we've still got all those bananas left for 22 cents a pound. How did that happen? That's weird. And yeah, people have always thought up ingenious ways to steal, totally. In Terry in Scotland, Amazon Dash Cart, the smart shopping cart automatically detects items with sensors, cameras, and computer vision algorithms. It allows customers to skip the checkout line by charging the credit cards attached to their Amazon accounts. Yes, that is true. But Terry, here's the deal. With those stores, those Amazon stores, which by the way, a lot of them have closed in the Seattle area because they're riddled with theft. Those stores, though, you have to present a credit card just to get in the store. But this is a grocery cart for any kind of store. Like, you don't have to... where did the cart go? Where did the smart cart go? Where did it go? Here we go. Yeah, this is just a grocery store. The Amazon stores, you have to scan your credit card before the door lets you in. I don't know necessarily if this grocery store does that, because clearly you can go shopping without it, right? You can, because from what it sounded like what I read in the comment section of where I originally grabbed that picture, you can choose, like, there's special checkout registers for people who use those devices, which implies there's regular checkout for people who don't use those devices, which further implies you don't need to show a credit card to get in the store. Following my guessing? Because really, I don't know. I've never seen one of these things in real life at all. And yes, Terry, oh my God, Terry right now is absolutely living the best life. I'm super stoked with my Hotpoint washing machine. I washed a bedspread today. I was afraid it wouldn't fit, but it did just fine. And Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday, banana code for meat. Very common. Somebody got arrested at Walmart for doing that a lot. Right, there you go. Yeah, I'm telling you, and here's the deal. The only reason why I'm mentioning that, like, little life hack, life hack / theft hack, I am absolutely not recommending that you do it, because like I said, people get caught doing it all the time. But this is how much not a thief I am. I just learned about that hack probably like 3 or 4 months ago. And at the time I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. And people were just like, that's the oldest trick in the book. Like, how did you not think of this is meth head level, 2012 stuff. I mean, like, what? So yeah, I think I want to be a thief. I don't think I'd be a very good thief. You know, I mean, it's like, oh, I stole a pair of socks. I bought one, but then I stole one too. Oh, I didn't see the sign that said buy one, get one free. I thought I stole it. That's my level of thievery. But yeah, Hot Point though is a very good, to switch back to Terry's bragging about his appliance. Hot Point is a very good brand, and the checkout belt is weight sensitive. That helps some. Oh, that's good to know. Although, at the self-checkout there is no belt. But the scale, there's multiple scales. There's the scale that you weigh stuff on, but then everything, the bagging area is also weighted. And let's see here. Many manufacturers are using nylon door hinges, but not Hot Point. It opens and shuts like a car door. Oh, that's nice to know. Now, Hot Point, you know how like name brands like Maytag and Whirlpool have their off-brand version, and they're essentially the same thing, they're just not with their name brand on them. Like I think Whirlpool is Roper. One of the main brands is Roper. I know that because my stove is a Roper. And like, who's ever heard of Roper? It's like, yeah, nobody, but it's actually just as good as a Whirlpool. It's just doesn't have their name on it. But anyway, my question and my point is, isn't Hot Point a secret squirrel brand for like, ooh, that's a hoity brand, like Maytag or Kenmore or Kenmore Sears? So that's not a good example, but Bueller, does anyone, I do make stuff up a lot, so is this, I'm making this up again in my head, things? Good to know. Okay, yeah, good to know. And let's see here. Loblaws here had security, hold on. Loblaws here had security guards checking everyone's bags on the way out. Big outcry about it. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. If you trust me enough to do self-checkout, then you better trust me enough without having to check my work. If you need to check my work, then maybe you should have paid for somebody to do that work to begin with. Because, and this is a very bad attitude to have, I don't get paid or get a discount for doing my own job here. Maybe if I got an employee discount, I wouldn't have such a problem scanning my own stuff. But, you know, that's just me being a bad attitude. But for real though, if you don't trust me enough to check myself out, then make sure there's checkers to check me out. And let's see here, Picola T, Costco door checker stopped me once. He reviewed my receipt and realized that I overpaid. I was actually short of items in your cart. Costco refunded me. Yeah, that's, I've heard that that's why Costco does it, and that's cool, but you are quite literally the first person I've ever heard of who's had that happen. Okay, so Kenmore was Whirlpool made, but Roper is something to another bigger brand. And Roper might not make washing machines, but they do make ovens, and I love my Roper. I love my Roper. I will never get rid of my Roper unless it makes me. But I've gotten rid of it. I've replaced the elements. I've replaced the oven elements. It's so easy. Like, oh, it's a good little workhorse. And the lady at the store recommended it. She said, get anything but a Hoover, which was your old one. There you go. Yeah. Sometimes you have to listen to, yeah, it's like they're all good except for that one. Yep. And you have a Sears heavy duty. Love that machine. It's lasted me years and years. It's been really dependable, except last year when a gear broke, but Rick was able to get that part and get it replaced. Nice. Good. And hey, Mariana, good to see you. Happy Wednesday. We are talking about, actually, you know what? This is a very adult-themed live stream today. We're talking about adult topics like self-checkout at the grocery store. And what's the best brand of washing machine? Topics that only could interest an adult. Children would be so bored of this live stream that we have no worries of young children underage tuning in and continuing to listen. We are talking about washing machines. We are talking about stoves and what brands are cheap and what are worth the money. And apparently a Hoover washing machine, which I didn't even know Hoover made washing machines, is not worth the money. And let's see here. Terry says there are no top loaders over here. Washer dryer combos are available, but they're expensive. Oh, I love my top loader. I've only once in my life had a front loader, and it was good, but it was super expensive, super small capacity for its footprint, and it lasted the least amount of time. So yeah, I'd be kind of bummed about that. But now, Terry in Scotland, I know, well, maybe I don't know. When you say Hoover, do you mean the same brand that makes vacuums, or is Hoover something different in the UK? A 7 liter. Yeah, I don't know what a 7 7 liter sounds tiny. 7 kilogram. There we go. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, and mine was a 3.5 pound, so roughly 7 kilograms. And it was tiny. Cause Terry, you know everything in America's bigger. The smallest top loader I could get fits like twice as much as that little mini front loader that I had, and it barely takes up more footprint room. Let's see here. What a dirty adult conversation, but the washing machines will clean it up. Exactly. You got it, Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday. We can tidy it up right quick. Run that through the sparkle clean cycle. Added some bleach. Suddenly we're pure and clean. But anyone know Smeg? Are they good? Oh, Verity, you know what? I do not remember, but I do remember looking them up when I was researching my own set of washing machines. And I want to say that they're... I want to say that they were a dark horse. Like, if I remember correctly, like, they seemed good on the surface, but they're new to this country. If I'm remembering, they're like, and so nobody was like, I can't give it a long-term review. I don't really know, you know, they haven't been around here, but if I remember correctly, they've got a good reputation from whatever country they're from. They just haven't been here long enough for anybody to just be like, yeah, dude, check it out. But I might be confusing that with a different brand, because I looked up so many brands, known and unknown. And one thing I can tell you, despite the fact that I am a Samsung telephone person, apparently the Samsung washing machines, you need to like just pretend like they aren't, like, you don't even talk to them. You just don't even look at them. Like, they're cute. Oh, they cute. But, like, they just don't. Just don't. Nothing but a nightmare. They're drama queens. They refuse to work. They're really just sketchy. Now, they're pretty. Oh, they pretty. But they that's all they got going for them, is they pretty. So, and Darlene, I made a fall dinner tonight, even though it's spring, with the cold and the rain. Homemade butternut squash soup, brats, and a fruit salad. Yum! I'm going to be having pork chops with mashed potatoes and gravy later tonight. I am unsure of what exact vegetable side, although I do know that there will be mushrooms and onions and spinach incorporated with the pork chop. But then, of course, there will also be some sort of vegetable. I'm not sure what yet. So, let's see here. So Mariana's been lucky enough with both of our rental homes. They've included washer and dryer. I know many that don't at both our old and current house. They've had early 90s GE laundry appliances, no issues. Yeah, GE, another great... Yeah, dude, seriously, if you can stick a hold of those old GEs and Kenmores were good little washing machines for sure. For sure. So what's the consensus, says Mariana? Nothing new seems to be made to last anymore. Yes. And Pinnell, everyone's with their own washers. I went to the laundry room today. Yeah, well, you know what, Pinnell, when our washers are broken, trust us, we envy your laundry room because someone else gotta fix it. You just are waiting for it to get fixed, whereas we gotta fix it ourselves. But let's see here. Okay, so Terry in Scotland. Smeg is a low-end brand in its home country, Italy. There we go. If you're talking about shelf appliances, kettles, toasters, they are just low-end Chinese rubbish in a fancy package. I spent my entire career in the industry. Okay, there you go. So I would walk away from the Smeg is what I would do. I would walk away from the Smeg. But, yeah, your dad was a Maytag guy. Another good quality. But one thing I can say, though, to touch on what Mariana was asking, when I was doing my appliance research, both for my dishwasher and for my washing machine, I ended up going down a little bit of a rabbit hole of appliance YouTube videos with, appliance repair guys and reviews of this and reviews of that, etc., etc. And I ended up watching reviews for things like refrigerators, just across the board appliances. I was learning about appliances. And here's the deal across the board. It doesn't matter if it's a refrigerator, a freezer, a dishwasher, a washer and a dryer. The rule of thumb amongst any repair guy absolutely is the same. You don't nothing new is being built to last. There is virtually not one new model of any appliance that stands above the rest because they're all modern electronic trash. The only thing that they can tell you to do is you need to get the lowest end model with the least bells and whistles. Sometimes that even means no ice machine. In some models, it especially means no ice machine, because in refrigerators and freezers, some models just have notoriously bad systems for those things. Others are like, meh, they're fine. But basically, though, the less electronic features that you can buy are the better, because it's the electronic components across the board for all of these things, cars included, that are the first things that are going to go out. They're the weakest link in the chain of the product. They're the cheapest link in the chain of the product. And they're the link in the chain of the product that's going to cost you more money. But it's literally the worst. It's the flaw in all of the designs. So, hey, Emisa, good to see you. So, short story long, you absolutely need to just get things that are as dumb as possible. You don't need a smart refrigerator. You don't need a smart washer or a dryer. You don't need them at all. All you need is a box that keeps your stuff at the proper cold temperature. That's all you need. In fact, I'm starting to believe that there's going to be a movement among consumers that are willing to pay more for less. Give me the dumbed down one. I'll pay more than that stupid smartphone one if you give me one that's not a smartphone. I'm starting to think that there's going to be a movement in consumerism that's just like, I don't want this modern trash. I want a rebuilt 1950s ammonia-based refrigerant that with coolant that'll fucking burn a hole in the ozone. pardon my French, y'all, but seriously, serviceable. I just build me a serviceable appliance. I do think that there's going to be, there's already murmurs of people even joking that, can I just pay more for one that doesn't have all the bells and whistles? So, Pacola T. Mr. P is bailing. See, you guys, brand new washer. And this is how we got on the topic. Brand new washer. Bless his kind heart, Mr. P is bailing water out of the washer, one pitcher at a time. Well, Pacola T, I guess, how great is that? They got the lid to unlock for him. How great! The tech support got the lid to unlock. Oh, yeah. It's a good thing he was on the phone, not me. And Pinnell, no, I've never had a smart appliance either. No, never. And let's see here. Darlene, that's what I've been told by a couple guys saying the same thing. If you got an older model and it's repairable, do the repair. For the newer products aren't made as well. Don't get all the bells and whistles. Yeah. And I'll tell you, dude, my best friend, who's 25 plus year ASE certified mechanic, he has kind of resigned himself to realizing that the cars that he's going to be driving for the rest of his life are going to be circa 2010 and before, just because everything, the newer it gets, the more electronic components there are. And by the way, he specializes in car electrics. That's actually what he does. His specialty is the car's electrical system. So he, of all people, actually, like, even though he knows how to fix it, he knows it's such a pain in the arse, such shoddy equipment, and such an overprice for what you're getting that that is just not even worth it. And yeah, my refrigerator is just a simple refrigerator freezer. Yeah, me too. Mine doesn't even have an ice machine. Nothing fancy. No smart applications. And Mr. and Mrs. Aloha, USA. And let's see here. E-music. Oh, talking to Rick. What was Terry saying about apartments that I had? That you've lived in have had antique fridges, had to defrost a lot of freezers. Yeah, no, that is one problem with the old ones. We had one of those refrigerators in our garage too, but man, did it keep everything ice cold. Some things you might have not wanted it to be that cold, but it did. It kept them ice cold. And Terry, that's right, ask for ice in a soft drink in the UK and the waiter will back away slowly. Keep smiling. It's just a crazy yank. And let's see here. So, is Luke on? Hey, Thomas, good to see you. We are having a very adult-themed conversation this evening about home appliances. Yeah, really the most adult-themed thing you could possibly talk about. Appliances. I mean, you know, we could actually switch over to weather stripping, but we're not going to switch over to weather stripping. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to reconvene after a little Lono listening break because we are 4 minutes behind schedule on that there Lono listening break. So let's do it.
Let's go. Comes to really rocking, shake it down and get people talking. No other music can make us do crazy things reggae makes us do. Three-part harmony and the words of prophecy. Everybody rocking in a jam round. Reggae music, love is around. Reggae rock in Maui style. This is reggae rock in Maui style. This is reggae rock in Maui style. This is reggae rock in Maui style. some people dancing. Me and my lady will be reggae rocking. The dance floor is booming. See crowd of people just rocking. Everybody come and have some fun. Throw away the gun, come dance in the sun. Reggae rock, Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. Sweet reggae music drive people crazy. Even the shy brother, he's dancing, he's not lazy. The drum and the bass line make people feel fine. Watching the people fall in love with sweet reggae music from heaven above. Reggae rock in a Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. Oh. Oh my Lord, so no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Boom shakalaka. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Come again. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Me say me borrow from my sister $79. Me go to Long's Drugs and me wait in line. Me buy one rubber slipper, then me put it on. Dirty trader in a dance and all the dance will have to rock. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. No more slipper, say me no more slipper. Boom shakalaka. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Come again. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Yeah, me no more slipper, but me still have fun. Marty Dread in a dance and all my lyrics can done. And if me step a glass, you know me blood it all go run. Watch me on the mic, you know the wicked all go run. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Boom shakalaka. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Come again. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Say me no more slipper, say me no more shoes. Radical, ragamuffin, roughneck on the loose. Walking barefoot is what Marty Dread choose. No floor Joes, no Nikes, no army boots. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Come again. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Boom shakalaka. Me no more slipper, say me no more slipper. Hey, reggae rock, Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. Me say me borrow from my sister $79. Me go to Long's Drugs and me wait in line. Me buy a rubber slipper, then me put it on. Marty Dread in a dance and all the dance will have to run. No more slipper, but me still I have fun. Marty Dread in a dance and all my lyrics can done. And if me step a glass, you know me blood it all go run. Watch me on the mic, you know the wicked all go run. So no more slippers, no more shoes. Radical, ragamuffin, roughneck on the loose. Walking barefoot is what Marty Dread choose. No floor Joes, no Nikes, no army boots. No more slippers, say me no more slipper. Me no more slippers, say me no more slipper. Boom shakalaka. Me no more slippers, say me no more slipper. Come again. Me no more slippers, say me no more slipper. Hey, reggae rock, Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. Bring it up. Reggae rock in a Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. Reggae rock, Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. This is reggae rock in a Maui style. Reggae rockin', Maui style. Marty Dread.
there we go. Auntie Bagel. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a little while. Yep, Creative Auntie Bagel. That's right. With the Blanket of Aloha, I think was what she brought to the Daily. Well, she brought a lot to the Daily Pigeon, but I think the Blanket of Aloha was her most used contribution by so many people. Okay, so we've got about a half hour or so left of the stream. However, strangely, for whatever reason, and I don't know why, Photo Luke is actually streaming right now. Terry mentioned it, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then I looked during the Lono listening break, and it's like, that's what he's talking about. So, I'm not sure if you guys want to raid out to Photo Luke right now, or if we want to do it later, but if we get super bored and we've got nothing else to talk about, Photo Luke is already starting. Or if you're already super bored and you're just tired of hanging out, Photo Luke's already streaming, and so you can go hang out with him. I'll be joining his stream as soon as I can, so no harm, no foul. We'll see each other sometime. And but just want to let you guys know, in case you didn't get notified, that that Photo Luke is indeed doing his thing right about now. And Terry, my hair had a lot of long wispy bits. I watched a YouTube video by another hippie on how to cut your own long hair easier than I thought. Now my ponytail is even and feels fuller. Yes! Oh, Terry. So proud of you, because for real, everybody, boys and girls alike, but especially boys, they like when you're growing your hair out long, they just think, oh, I just have to keep growing it. But, which obviously is true, and hair will do that regardless of if you cut it or not. But what you also need to do eventually is get a little bit of the ends cut off, because different hairs grow at different speeds for some reason. They just do. And then also different hairs get caught in stuff and break off, So you end up with this thick bit of hair, and then it just slowly gets thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner till the ends. And so then suddenly the last 6 inches of your hair just looks not as there, and it becomes almost invisible. So if you chop it, then it creates a more blunt edge and it looks fuller, and when it looks fuller, it ends up almost looking longer. Oddly enough, you cut your hair off to make it look longer. Sometimes, yeah. So once you embrace that idea and recognize that once a year, it's not bad to get a trim, you will trim. Look, even Lono does it, okay? Even Lono trims his hair. In fact, there's this one picture that he sent me, and I was just like, you need to cut about 4 inches off of that hair. And he was just like, I'll ask Tutu Lady. And I was like, well, at least 2's got to come off. And he's just like, that'll be up to Tutu Lady. And Tutu Lady was like, yeah, you need to have about 2 inches cut off that hair. I mean, personally, I think 4 would have been better, but 2 was fine. But yeah, even, sorry guys, you need a woman in your life to tell you, gotta cut that hair. And I have no doubt in my mind that Tutu Lady had told Lono that he needed to cut his hair. And he was like, no, I don't need long hair. And then when I come in and just be like, oh, you gotta cut your hair. He's then at that point, he's just like, oh, well, if I got one on one shoulder and one on the other side of the shoulder, and I'm sure the next lady's gonna come and tell me the same thing, might as well listen to the lady, the ladies. He should have listened to his lady to begin with, but if you ain't gonna listen to yours, I'll come in with that's right, you didn't ask my opinion, I'll tell you anyway. That hair needs to be cut. And that's exactly it, Verity. If you don't trim the ends, they split up and they end up breaking off, and it can in theory, and I've seen it happen to people who have really dry hair. If you don't take care of the ends, your hair will end up breaking off shorter than if you just kept it cut long enough. If you'd kept it cut, it wouldn't break off so short. That's what I think I'm trying to say. And let's see here. Mrs. A is a former stylist and says, you're right. Hair breaks the longer it's on your head. So the longer your hair, the thinner at the bottom. Yeah, it just is what it is. And it is part of an optical illusion where when you get like the last 4 inches cut off, suddenly your hair looks 2 inches longer. Like that makes no flipping sense, but but it's an optical illusion that really happens. I remember when I was in college, I'm going to say year 2, I think it was year 2, doesn't really matter. Either way, well, I guess it sort of does. But anyway, my friend Jamie, he had been growing his hair out all through high school. And second year in college, he has never got it cut since the years upon years upon years that he'd been growing it. And I finally, like, hounded him into it for so long. Because, you know what? I'm mean to boys with long hair. I don't know why, but I am. I want their hair to look as good as it can, and I'll be mean to them until it does. So anyway, he eventually got his haircut, and a few days after he got his haircut, he came running up to me. Oh my God, you're so right. Everybody thought, after I got my haircut, every single person who saw me that day told me how good my hair looked and said, did it grow longer? Blah, blah, blah. It looks so much thicker. Blah, 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 blah. He became a believer. Just like the monkey said, now I'm a believer. He was a believer. Jamie was a believer. I don't remember the rest of the song, though, so we're not going to sing that. Flobies are our friend. Oh, my goodness, you guys. Flobies, do those still exist? For some reason, I'll bet they do. I don't know. Do you guys... I'm guessing everybody here is of the age. If Bainy Bo were here, I know that he would not know what a Flowbee is. But do all y'all, you know what Flowbees are, right? A little vacuum hair cutting nightmare. I mean, I suppose for the right hairstyle, actually, it was probably a brilliant machine. But it just looked... It just seemed like a nightmare to me, a nightmare waiting to happen. Yes, but hundreds of dollars. Yes, but sometimes people are willing to pay hundreds of dollars to make their life easier. If you've got, a house full of boys with a simple haircut and you want to keep it short, maybe it's worth the Flowbee. I mean, people, y'all, here's the deal, right? I've got a cat who likes to use the litter box, which annoys me because she used to just go outside, but now she's just insisting on going inside. So now I'm stuck with the litter box, and I really dislike a litter box. So I've considered getting a Mr. Robot, litter robot, litter robot, Mr. Robot. The litter robot. It's round. I think it's called the litter robot. Yeah, $700 later. $700. That's as much as I paid for my washing machine. $700 later. They want for a Mr. Robot computer litter box. And I'm considering it. So, hundreds of dollars for a Flowbee, maybe. But yeah, I have no doubt, though, that a clipper and a shop vac was probably the prototype of the Flowbee. Don't you think? I mean, really, don't you think that is how the prototype was? What they sold that to the whoever, the manufacturer. They had to have a prototype, and that's what the prototype was, right? Yeah, Darlene, I think they're like $599, $699. There's a couple different models, but even the cheapest one is, I think, like $500 and something. Now I just recently saw that they're selling them at PetSmart, maybe Petco, one of those places, and maybe they're getting cheaper now that they're coming to the marketplace. But what I've looked, and wait, hold on. Anyway, okay, so I've looked into it, but now I'm also continuing to look into it thanks to Picola Tea. Do not buy a litter robot. That drum covered in pee and poop circles around the cats. High possibility of those feces covered walls getting on your kitty's fur.
No matter where you go, no matter what you do, take that Maui style with you.
I thought
If you ain't Maui styling, you just living on an
it.
island.
Wait,
Maui styling, don't let me down.
I thought that it. I'm not arguing because clearly I don't know what I'm talking about here. I thought that the litter robot. I mean, I know that it does twirl, but I thought before it twirled, it also clawed. I don't know what I thought, but I didn't know that that happened. Okay, well, see, this is what we have each other for. We are here to hold each other's hands when our washing machine breaks, and we're here to learn not to spend $700 for a device that will cover your cat in their own poo. I think that that was $700 not well spent, or spent not what am I trying to say? That was a negative $700 well spent right now. I just decided I don't want to spend that $700. I like that. Okay. Yeah. And even though stuff falls to the bottom, that drum with waste remnants still spins around their fur. Right. And there used to be a litter box that rinsed the special litter and pulverized the poo and pumped it into the toilet. Oh, I would maybe like that, except for I've got a septic tank, so I don't trust that. But if I were on sewer, I would be pretty stoked with that. And Terry coming in with, we'll see what he's coming in with, shall we? I bought 2 litter robot 4s for my cats less than a year ago, and it's definitely a game changer in not having to scoop every day. I have since moved to Chicago and was unable to take it with me, and I am back to scooping. Okay, well, that sounds good. And that's sort of what I assumed would happen. But would I like a restroom with Easter remnants? And I don't think Easter's the word, but I know.
No matter what, when there is love in your Maui heart, don't stop me now, Maui styling, don't let me down.
I don't know why that just like hit my funny bones so hard. Easter remnants. When you were trying to say waste, I actually thought you were going to say, I thought Easter was actually, I thought Easter, I knew that you didn't mean to write Easter. But Easter remnants doesn't actually sound nice either. I thought Easter was supposed to be fecal, but waste instead makes total sense. And for some reason, it being Easter just makes me laugh. Okay, so Terry says, they definitely do encounter issues from time to time that require you to physically have to clean a sensor, reinsert a litter tray, or shift the poop in the tray, since it will just create a pyramid since it always drops in one spot in the tray. The worst issue is when the litter tray sensor is faulty and you end up with poop piling to the top and it getting guillotined by the rotating motion. Oh no. Yeah, see, that sounds like... It sounds like a different kind of work. I mean, wiping the sensors, shaking the poo. Like, I don't know, man. It seems like I would just... Why don't I just scoop it? I just... Yeah, for $700, it needs to do more... It needs to know not to build a pyramid for $700, okay? It needs to have its own self-leveling feature of sorts. Yeah, you don't want pieces of Easter laying around. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just do not. Yeah. And Darlene, like I said, you know, there might be a model that's lower, but I do, and you know what? Okay, fine. I'm lying. Like, I think it's $699, not $700. but it's a lot of money, okay? It's a lot of money. And yeah, for that much money, I think there's way, you'd have to clean your litter box every day. Exactly. I mean, this seems like I just spent $700 for a whole new set of problems. I don't know about that. In fact, I really don't. I do know about that, actually. And the answer is no. So, all right, well, that's cool. I just got one of my wish list items crossed off. And what about the thing that you can put on the toilet and teach the cat to go directly in the bowl? Those are super cool, but I never trained my cats when they were young enough to do that. And I don't know if you can train a 10-year-old cat to do that. But that would be the most ideal, frankly. I would have no problem with her going inside if she did that. But, I mean, I have no problem with her going inside since she does do it where she's supposed to, but I'd really rather. Her brother is so much better. Her brother just goes outside. I don't know what it is about boys and peeing outside, but boys just know and would rather. Boys of all species would rather pee outside, it seems. It's something I've never really figured out, but have you guys, women on this stream, have you noticed that boys just like peeing outside? They just like being outside and peeing. It's true for cats, dogs, men, and not a cat, but a monkey, yes. And Bacola T says, best litter boxes are stainless steel with rounded corners. Rounded corners are the key. No smelly, no staining, easy to wash, last forever. That makes sense. And yeah, exactly, Darlene. I noticed how you very much said something very specific. My male dogs were really good about going outside. Yeah, I see what you did there. Yeah. And your dogs seem to be very similar to my cats. Yes. The dogs have no problem outside. It's the females who are like, I'm so dainty. I don't want to, my toesies, they frozies. I have to stay inside. I'm delicate. I'm a delicate flower. Yep. The males are like, I can defrost whatever's in my path. Watch me. Okay, I don't know if that's what the dog said, but... All right, let's see here. BB Monkey on YouTube can do many things. Oh, well, yeah, for sure. I mean, first off, he's a YouTube monkey, so he can do more than the average monkey. Is he one of those animals that has the buttons so he can talk? Because, I watch those. I'm sure you guys have watched those videos on YouTube or TikTok or wherever, where people teach their animals, it's like food, happy, yes, no, sad, outside, play, toy, play, toy, outside. You know those ones? Right, yeah, and you know what I just did? That's why I don't want to be in a room with an animal that knows how to do that. Because they would be a 3-year-old constantly just babbling at you, and it's just like, I really don't want to have this argument with my cat. And you can't reason with a cat or a 3-year-old, and I'd rather not have that discussion. And let's see here. To be honest, though, I do not like using the outdoors to go. Much harder for women, just stating facts. Very true, Darlene. Very, very true. Oh, so BB, he doesn't have his little butt. He doesn't have buttons. That might be for the better, actually. I'd be willing to bet that a monkey with access to language buttons could have a way more complicated conversations than dogs and cats manage to. And some of those animals on YouTube have surprisingly, like, the way they choose to, with the words that they have and the way they choose to use them, it's very interesting how they get their message across. Like, Either way, I'm fascinated by those animals that can talk via the buttons, but I do not want one. No. And Trunk Monkey, I don't know what or who Trunk Monkey was or is. You liked his commercials. What is a Trunk Monkey? I don't really know if he had commercials, so I feel like it's safe to ask, what is a Trunk Monkey? But I feel like that's a dangerous question for me to ask. But does anybody know what should I be asking what a Trunk Monkey is? Does anybody know what a Trunk Monkey might be? Because I suddenly, when I say that phrase out loud, I think to myself, you should be afraid of that phrase. And let's see here, Darlene. Excuse me, Pacola T telling Darlene, I carry something called Sandy Girl in my purse. It's a cardboard folded device that lets you go standing up. Helpful if you're outside or the porta potty is too icky. I've heard of those, Pacola T, but I just do not know if I would trust that. Do they work? How do you... I feel like things would dribble in the wrong direction using one of those things. I truly don't know how it works, but I don't. Have you, Pacola T, have you, I'm sure you have, but have you used one successfully? Have you used one successfully? Okay, you do have to practice, but it works really well. Okay. Sandy Girl, huh? I'm writing it down hesitantly. Alright, we'll see. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Actually, if I have to go outside, doing the little peeps is no big deal. It's the number twos that become a little bit more awkward. You have to like dig your hole in time. See, right there, we've got a problem. By the time I think I need to go, I don't got time to dig no hole. Okay? And let's see here. Trunk Monkey can't be as bad as SNL Encounters skits. Well, I don't know. Is Trunk Monkey Trunk Monkey actually sounds like an SNL skit, oddly enough. Astronauts had to toilet train for space. It's oddly complicated. Oh, for sure, dude. It is oddly complicated, because especially if you're doing the number twos, not the number ones, you have to, like, get it in the bag, but then you have to, like, you have to do, like, add additives to it, microbes, so it doesn't get all methane gassy, and it has to compost itself. It sounds like it is. I actually looked into, I can't remember all the steps, but a vacuum is involved in a certain way, or attached, and each astronaut has their own toilet attachments for their own personablenesses. But yeah, it's a multi-stage process. I read about it at work one day when I was bored, and I told my coworker about it, and you have to put. Yeah, you got to play with your poo when you're done. I mean, it's all in a bag and everything, but you have to pre-compost it so it can deal with itself properly in the systems. And yeah, and ultimately, the best way that you can describe it is oddly complicated. And let's see here. My mother said her grandmother could pee standing up. She was on a bus once, and she just asked the driver to let her off the bus. My mother and her cousin tried and failed. That's a talent that your grandma had then. She must have been built very specifically for that task. And I am a little bit envious, for sure, because I cannot do it standing. I do have to crouch. I will give you that. I do have to crouch. Now that we've addressed the potty topics, are we still having an adult conversation? Well, Pacola T, the number of people in the adult range that wear diapers or diaper-like products, perhaps this still could be considered an adult conversation. But why don't we change the subject for just a really quick minute? And let's see here. Mrs. A is bringing me chocolate ice cream for dessert. This could be interesting considering the recent conversation. All right, that is hysterical, Mr. Aloha Friday. But no, instead, let's enjoy some ice cream dessert with the Aloha Fridays. While I'm going to act like a proud mother, but I'm not. I'm not even a proud auntie. I am. It depends. That's funny there, Terry. That's exactly what I was saying. So I am not a mother. I am not an auntie of the biological sense. However, there is one woman in the world who I am an auntie to, and her name is Daisy Garcia. And Daisy Garcia is my best friend Dell's daughter. She is probably about 25 years old right now. And for the last few years, she has not been doing anything except for getting her adult life in order. And now that her adult life is in order, she has decided to go back to what she did when she was a kid. What did she do when she was a kid? From ages 12 until 18, Daisy was part of the Seattle Junior Roller Derby clubs. And not only was Daisy a part of the Seattle area roller derby clubs, she was a superstar. She was an all-star. She was an amazing skater who decided she was done skating with the girls, and she was big enough, strong enough, and gosh darn it, badass enough to skate with the men, to skate with the boys. She, when she was 16, 17, and 18, joined a co-ed team and became an even more amazing skater. After graduating from high school, though, you know, she had to be an adult, learn how to do things and stuff. She moved out of her dad's house in Seattle area, moved down to Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon, why does that matter? Portland, Oregon is where the number one women's flat track roller derby team in the world since 2018 has resided. They are a very, very hardcore roller derby town. And in fact, there's a woman in roller derby named Bonnie Thunders. She's got her own Wikipedia page. Bonnie Thunders is the captain of the Wheels of Justice all-star team. Rose City is Portland's roller derby league. Wheels of Justice is their all-star, world-famous, world-winning championship team. Bonnie Thunders, the captain of it. Bonnie Thunders, widely considered to be the greatest player of modern roller derby, and also has been compared to the LeBron James of roller derby. Bonnie Thunders is 41 years old. Daisy is 25. Bonnie Thunders is from New York City. That's the East Coast. Bonnie Thunders has been at the top of roller derby since she skated for the New York City Gotham Girls, who were world champions of roller derby from 2008 until 2015. Bonnie Thunders is modern roller derby. And my daughter, nope, she ain't my daughter. My niece, number 314, hold on. Oh, where's the pics? No. All right, anyway, why aren't we doing, oh, there we go. This is what she looks like today. Hopping over lines, blocking the blocker, getting past the blockers, skating the skates. When she joined the losingest team in Portland, she told her coach, I'm going after Bonnie. Bonnie's team has been within the local team, the Rose City 4-team rosters, their home teams. Bonnie's team's always been the championship end of season winner. This year, Daisy has other plans. Daisy's going after Bonnie Thunders. Daisy's 25 years old. She's got so much left in her. Nobody knows who Daisy is. She just got to this league this year. Nobody knew that she had her life growing up in Seattle playing roller derby. Nobody knew who she was. And suddenly, boom, she shows up on the scene and she's jamming, she's jumping, and I just want to share with you the best little video.
All right, we've got Just Daisy and
The best little video of her being a little skater. So here we go. This is my proud auntie moment.
all right, we've got Just Daisy and
Otter Chaos.
Otter Chaos.
Also for the alter egos, we got Pickle, we got Link, we got Tantrum, we got Nox. Goldilocks.
Goldilocks. And we have Just Daisy out of the pack here.
Another lead jam for the Wreckers. Ooh, a penalty for Beats. That I think is the first Wreckers penalty
And
of the
I
night.
think a penalty for Otter Chaos.
So it's a power jam for the Wreckers.
Oh,
Great change of
there we
direction
go.
by Daisy right there.
Thought I was going here? Absolutely not. I'm going there. Just Daisy is doing such a great job.
Here we go.
Are we going to see? Oh, just
great hit, but
pushing.
hit out by Pickle. Recycled to the back.
Come on, Pickle. Pickle said, hey, deal with it.
Everybody's trying to keep Link away from D2. Daisy, D2. Didn't seem to care. Went straight for Link anyway.
Nope. And you know what? Sometimes you gotta.
Sometimes you do that.
Yes, that is true. Sunny is an aged-up junior skater.
Yes.
So has been with the league for a very long time, and incredible, incredible skater. So fun to watch.
Yes, and now her daughter also plays for.
So, I just thought I'd brag about someone who's not even my niece, but she calls me auntie, and I'm so proud to be her auntie. And let's see here. So, Pinnell, we had bone dance practice. Bummer, dude. This is such a bummer. I'm glad you came back and let us know what's going on, because I literally was just about to raid out to him, because every Wednesday I totally look forward to, I kind of plan my nights around watching his show on Wednesdays. So I'm super bummed that he's not going to be there, but totally makes sense. And I'm glad that it's not for like an emergency or anything. It's a bone dance situation. So, okay. But bummer. I'm like supremely bummed. And then Terry in Scotland, I'm a little bit confused. So you have to travel. My project for June will be renewing your passport that expired in 2000. I wonder if someday we could organize a meetup somewhere central to us all, Toronto or Chicago. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, all right, so I'm so confused. So for a second, I thought you were saying that you had to go to Toronto to fix your passport. And I'm like, why would you have to go to another country to fix a passport? But right, you're just saying afterwards, later on. Got it. I can't travel to Canada, actually, let me rephrase that. I can't get on an airplane. Like, I don't have the right ID, at all. So any kind of traveling anywhere is pretty much off not an option for me for a while, till I get the right ID, the right paperwork. So my papers aren't in order. So, so there you go. And Chicago would be cool, I guess, but honestly, I'd rather go to Milwaukee, where Rick and Darlene are, and where there's that whole museum of all the maps. But maybe that's just me. I'm pretty sure it might just be me and Rick who want to go see all those maps. But indeedly do. Perhaps when Pinnell gets some ID, when I get some ID, and we get some ideas about where to hang out. We could also do Detroit and Toronto, because they're right next to each other. We could do all sorts of things. We could do all sorts of things, but we can't do them tonight, because tonight we've got 1 minute left. We've got a 2-minute 2-minute warning from Pussycat, who's been in the background. And so good to see you, Pussycat. So we're going to wrap things up. I want to thank everybody for subbing and resubbing. I don't know if there was any gift subs today, but if there were, thank you for gifting them. I want to thank you chatters for chattering and all the hype trains that hyped, because I think we had a hype train. Maybe we didn't, but I feel like we did. And I want to thank you guys for keeping the chattering, because today was I don't really know what we're going to talk about, but we still managed to do it. All right, so we are going to hopefully see each other 6 p.m. West Coast time, Saturday at Map Statter. Ooh, that was a good one. Map Statter on Twitch, where we will be watching the 1983 low budget independent movie called Suburbia by Penelope Spheris, who later went on to direct much more well-known movies, none of which I can tell you off the top of my head. All right, I'm glad we did that research. Excellent. Thanks so much for hanging out, and thanks so much, Mr. and Mrs. Aloha, for getting that HelloFresh. Okay, y'all. See you soon. Take care.